It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. Horse smells on my voicemail like a butler hanging on my coattail. Got these chickens clucking like it's H-Mart. Rhyme poetry, got it for wholesale. Ringing doorbells with these CDs on me going hand in hand. Got a bag, then I fumbled. The fourth quarter boy was looking like Shanahan. Now I'm stacking up them dividends. G's on me like I'm Dabba Dan. Pockets bulging like them hammer pants. Legendary like I'm Bag of Vance. Turning down these labels bad advance. Ooh, I'm feeling like a prize. You can see it in my eyes. Ooh, texting my number, won't get no reply. I shake them like grease on the fries. Chain swinging like a clock tower. Yeah, I'm suited up, Mr. High Tower. Feeling groovy, boy, I'm monster powers. All this gold shining like a bridal shower. New kicks, I am not a punter, but the numbers running like I'm Jackie Joyner. Turn my words into fine art. I just drew a reference back to Magna Carta. Warming up like a leather bomber. Now they blowing up my phone. I just went to a safari, now they keeping tabs on me, Google Chrome. Down payment on a home. Got the paper making songs. See these suckers about to call me now. Cleo, leave a message at the tone.
Shut up. The fuck? Your fucking kid and play high top looking ass. Getting on my goddamn nerve looking ass. Shit. Piss me off.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope y'all are doing well on this Sunday afternoon going into the evening. All right. For those of y'all that actually tuned in to the Curtis King live between myself and him, the discussion we had yesterday, I greatly appreciate y'all that tuned in to the live. For those of y'all that tuned in to the the abridged portion that I put on my channel today, I greatly appreciate y'all for that as well. Now, I do also want to say before I get into the content of this video, I saw that a few of you have actually placed orders for Southside Nolan CDs. I want to let y'all know that I have seen them. I do have your CDs here, and I'm going to be sending them out very soon. So if you place one of those orders, you will be receiving that hopefully within the next, I would say, 7 to 14 days. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and just put that in there so y'all can hold me accountable for it too. So if you don't get it within 2 weeks, hit me up and cuss my ass out. Okay. Now, as we talk about artists delivering music to the people that are asking for it, we're going to be getting into J. Cole and Elliott Wilson, or Elliott Wilson and J. Cole, rather, because J. Cole really minding his motherfucking business. But y'all know that he recently had the Dreamville Fest. This was the last one, but this is also a year after, everything that took place last year. The beef, the battle, the diss records, the apology on stage to Kendrick Lamar, the hey, you can slap me as hard as you want, I'm not going to say nothing, you got my blessing, all that good shit. And I think some people had the impression that maybe this year's Dreamville Fest would be J. Cole's golden opportunity to once again release an album in tandem with the energy that goes into that event. I don't really know, where J. Cole stands with the Fall Off album. I think it is supposed to be his last album, his grand closing as far as hip hop and music and all of this is concerned as a solo artist, as the front facing person that's been out here doing his motherfucking thing for over 15 years. But whatever it is, we've yet to receive it. We don't really have an expansive update on when it's coming, how it's going to be released, or anything like that. We do have like producers here and there that are saying, the level of storytelling that J. Cole is putting into this album is miraculous and all of this different type of stuff, which is nice to know. At least we know it exists. At least we know it's in the pipeline somewhere, but where in that pipeline, again, we don't know, right? As a J. Cole fan, I would love an update. I would love to know what's going to come. I would love for him to, have a good spring or summer single, that could come out and actually get us amplified and ready. Try to get some of this other stuff behind us, move on in life and music and get back to enjoying J. Cole as an artist. But for whatever reason, we just don't have that. Now, on the bigger picture, of course, with Elliott Wilson, Jeremy Hecht, and DJ Head, Elliott Wilson found himself in a position where he is kind of criticizing J. Cole for not giving us the album and not giving us much headroom on, like, yo, what the fuck is going on? So he basically feels like J. Cole is gaslighting his fans or pump faking his fans, like giving them false hope, false excitement for something that we don't even know if it exists. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the Elliott Wilson clip, and of course we know he is, he's on a run of pretty bad takes. He's ranging from bad takes to ill-advised takes to jumping the shark takes. You know what I mean? But we're gonna go ahead and pull this up, see what they had to say in their discussion about J. Cole and the future of what's to come for him. And y'all let me know how y'all feel about what he has to say.
Cause stress for most people. Cole navigated with the absolute peace of mind of somebody who is unbothered, and seeing the way that J. Cole a year later is living stress-free, while these other guys might not be as stress-free as J. Cole, and they're in court and stuff.
So Cole
I just
was
want
right.
to
So Cole was
apologize.
right. Cole
J.
won.
Cole, you won.
So Cole won the battle.
J. Cole, I'm sorry for doubting you. You made the right call for you.
I'm going to just go ahead and pause this where it's at. Jeremy Hecht, I understand you're a fan. I'm a fan of J. Cole too. To say J. Cole won the battle is a motherfucking lie, and the truth ain't in you. Much love and respect to you, though. You do a pretty good job. I know out of the three on this show, you are definitely more of the fan of, how things go. You know what I mean? You pretty much speak from the perspective of a fan rather than an insider. No pun intended. But at the same time, J. Cole winning the battle is a GTFO. Okay? Get the fuck out of here. And I love Cole. I've been swinging for Cole. I've been screaming from the mountaintops. Man, y'all being too hard on my dog. But to say him walking away is a win, no, it's not a win. All right? He took a big, fat, humongous L. Now, is it a shameful L that he can't recover from? I don't think so. I think that sold out show at Madison Square Garden definitely showed us it's not an irredeemable stain on his career. I believe Dreamville Fest this year was at its largest capacity out of all 5 years that they did it, including the year that I went, and that bitch was packed. Which also shows that it's not an irredeemable stain on his career. J. Cole has a massive fan base that he has grown and cultivated for a very long time, okay? So we're not going to take that out of context and act like he ain't really been working, or like he's just this, like he all of a sudden is going to fade into obscurity and become an underground artist. But a lot of people did not like what he did. A lot of people do not like the position that J. Cole put himself into as it pertains to the Drake and the Kendrick feud. And that, that's a whole nother thing. But to say that he won, that's crazy talk. The smirk on your face shows that you're not serious about that. Let's get back into what they're saying. We're not going to spend too much time on that piece.
Do you agree?
Yeah, that's your perspective, King. I think he did win people over that way because nobody was even mad. Like I said that the fall off has to come out. It should be in everybody's phones by the end of the night.
And it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
And nobody's even asking for it. There's no backlash. There's no he teased last before. Yo, my album, you might get some new shit. He didn't even do a new song.
Hey, what?
He did Clouds Over a Star Is Born. He give you a new song. He give you a new slap or nothing. And you don't care.
No.
He charmed y'all niggas.
I'm not
Charmed y'all.
How are you?
And changed history. He charmed y'all.
How are you feeling?
He charmed y'all niggas.
You promised to
He
crash out.
finessed y'all.
You promised to crash.
This might be it. He finessed you niggas. I didn't see one person on the internet, on Elon Musk's internet, that said anything negative about this nigga still didn't give us the album. I was the only one. I said nicely. So I said, fall off still ain't in our phones? That's cool with y'all? What? That's all else we did. Because again, I watched it on YouTube because I can't go to shows. Nobody invites me to shit.
See, Elliott, this is where your mouth gets you in trouble. You just exposed the fourth wall, brother. You just said you don't get invited to shows. Now I remember it wasn't very long ago. You were still good money. You were still getting invitations, right? The way you popped out to the Not Like Us video shooting wasn't, necessarily welcomed with the warmest of welcomes. That would have been different 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And it's because you come in with these strong takes and you jumping out the window, and people don't expect that from you. The person, the Elliott Wilson that people respected and sat down with and had hour, 2 hour, 3 hour discussions at times that would get into the nuts and bolts and the weeds of the music and the production and the samples and the lyrical craft and all of those things. You have what, damn near 30, 40, 30 something years of experience in doing. People now see you as an op, as a journalistic op, almost leech. And I don't like even having to call you that or put that next to your name, but that's how people in the industry are now looking at you, because you come to this show, and there's nothing wrong with expressing your opinion. But when you take it too far and it gets to a point where you start encroaching upon the decision making of the artist, not to say that you can't want the album. I think if you're a Cole fan, you absolutely want the fucking album. Let's be clear. I want the album. Been waiting on the album since the off season came out. The off season, I enjoyed it thoroughly. I thought it was a really good fucking project. Still wanted the official. You're entitled to want that. But is the fact that it's not out, is it a failure? Is he fucking up? Is he not valid? Is he not still a top tier MC? Is he still not going to probably go down as one of the greatest to ever do this shit? I don't think it negates any of those things, but let me let him continue. But again, you just showed your hand as to why you're not getting invited to shows, videos, and other things.
He did a whole segment when he got to a song that T-Minus produced, right?
Yeah.
And we know T-Minus is one of the first producers outside of himself that he fully embraced working with. And he's teasing about how him and T-Minus have so much good shit on the fall off. Where the fuck is it? What are you really going to add to the album that's not already there? You ain't did the intro yet? You ain't did the outro? The album is done. This shit is done. It's over. There's nothing to add.
How do you know?
Is he waiting on a feature? Probably not. This nigga don't like features like that. You ain't waiting on shit. Put the album out. The album is done. The album is done. I challenge you to tell me the album's not done. Again, as an MC, Jeremy, he's either waiting for, he doesn't have the right intro, doesn't have the right outro, or he's waiting on a feature.
Yeah, something else to add.
I say all three are negative. I think he has a good intro, a good outro, and he ain't waiting for no fucking features. So the album's done. Put the shit out, or tell us when it's coming out. Give us a real rollout. So now what? He goes dormant and quiet again. He does an amazing festival. He cleans his name up from last year's debacle. You're in love again. Everyone's in love again. Then what happens? Now we got to do a whole new rollout? Summertime Cole single, maybe in the fall. Like, that's what we all over again? That's the fall off got to come in the fall?
It's in the fall off.
I'm exhausted. This guy's exhausted. His good guy shit is exhausting. His nice guy, every man, working class hero shit is exhausting.
Only way you could really be exhausted is if you're too invested, man. This feels like a different level of investment to me. Right? There's so many other artists that could be getting that attention right now. Not saying that y'all got to talk about them on the show, but just the investment, like sit down. Well, you're not sitting down with people right now, but Saba has a great project out. I keep mentioning his fucking name because it just dropped within the last month. Like, good work. You know, I heard them mention his name on the Breakfast Club. They didn't even know who the fuck he is, and this nigga been out here for 10 years, just about as long as J. Cole has, and I didn't even know who the fuck he was. That shit hurt my heart. IDK, another nigga that's out here busting ass. You know what I'm saying? But doesn't get a lot of press, doesn't get a lot of coverage, doesn't get a lot of support in terms of media. But that nigga dope. And he could produce, he can rap, he could sing, he can do the whole shit. You know? So I think that sometimes we should, the love that we want to give to the artists that aren't necessarily releasing music, we got to divide that pie up for people that actually are coming out here, putting their shit on the front line, putting their art on display, and give them the entry fee for the motherfucking museum. Rather than having unrealistic expectations over J. Cole. J. Cole gave us a couple records recently. I'm pretty sure he probably got some more shit in the tuck. I'm sure he's probably gonna be featured on Boss album to give him some looks. You know what I'm saying? Because outside of Cole features, Boss really doesn't get a lot of coverage either. We just got an update on Jid. To be honest, I might be a little bit more invested in Jid in 2025 than I am in Cole in terms of like the expectation of music and expecting it to be like top tier level. Like I really want to see Jid get that opportunity to excel to the levels of however far he can go. Right? So yeah, I think the exhaustion is just a little bit too much, man, for me personally.
Still one of the all-time greats, but it does get exhausting to me.
So
Maybe that's the cynical Capricorn side of me, but it does get exhausting.
So what do you think? When do you think we'll actually get it? Like,
I
when do you
don't
think
know,
it's actually-
motherfucker's done. I think we'll probably not get it till the end of the year.
So you think the album's done?
I think the only thing he said that the way he was talking about the set he had with T Minus had was like, you know, yeah, me and Head in the studio got so much. Oh my God, oh, it's coming together crazy. So again, I would think as an artist, at this point, he's either waiting for the right intro to set the album off or the right outro, or he's waiting for guest features that haven't come yet. And I doubt that he's waiting for any of those three things. So I would think he has the bulk of the album pretty much done.
What if?
What could he be waiting for that's missing from the album that doesn't exist?
What if he has a song?
That sample is a good issue. There
What
you
if
go.
he has a
Sample
song called The Big Three, and he's waiting for two out of the three?
Don't he
to
should
step on?
then he should keep that shit on the shelf because we don't want it. So run with this shit.
We don't want it?
No.
I don't want to see all of those three on a stage for at least 25 years because I would feel like we just wasted so much of our time speaking. Like, you imagine if next year it's just Drake and Kendrick on a stage somewhere. Yo, you're the greatest, bro. Love you, bro. I would feel like I actually might retire. If anyone wants to get me out of the space, just
Okay.
put those two on stage
Okay.
together. I don't think I can. I'll go quiet for at least like a year. I don't think.
Okay, so let's expound upon that.
Okay.
Look that shit up.
I didn't say it.
No. We need to get to that.
EXPONUD.
Okay.
Look that shit up.
I didn't
They
say
say you lose. Look that shit up too much. Is that what they're saying? The chat.
They do. Yeah. We actually have multiple. It was like 10 comments, but we'll pull it up. But continue your point first.
Let's expound upon this.
Okay.
I was on a stream.
I saw it.
Not that stream. I was on another stream with a guy named Justin Hunt.
No, I saw that too.
And he had
Let
a
him
guy.
talk, Head. Let him talk. Do you ever let him talk? Do you ever?
And he had a guy on his stream with us. I think his name was Friday.
Yeah.
Toronto zone.
Yep.
And he wouldn't make a wager with me to not do content, not talking to a microphone for the duration of existence. So Jeremy Hecht, you said that if you were to see them on a stage together,
Yeah.
before 25 years from now,
Yeah.
before 2050, you would retire from hip hop journalism, hip hop, a microphone, a camera, Instagram.
If Kendrick and Drake are dapping up on stage, like together, not just on the same stage in a night. I'm not talking about like they're on the same bill or they're on the same. It is them two on stage, high-fiving. There's two goats left, and two of them are hugging and kissing on stage. If that happens, I will retire a microphone.
Like you won't rap either.
I won't rap. You won't hear me talk about anyone
So no
disrespecting
hip-hop.
women.
So
you
no
won't have to
hip-hop.
see me on your timelines.
So you go back to Winnipeg and do top 40 radio.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. I wouldn't take that bet neither, but I don't see that happening no time soon. 2050, that's a long ass motherfucker time. You never know what could change, but I don't think these guys are ever gonna, have that link up, that shaking hands, hugging on stage. You the goat, my dog. No, that's not gonna happen. So real life implications that have come from that battle, real life problems, real life lawsuits, which, come on, man. You got a nigga lyrics riddled all through your motherfucking paperwork, trying to call him anti-Semitic, promoting hate speech, defaming you. You trying to make it seem like the shooting that occurred at your crib is a product of this man putting lyrics on wax. Hell fuck no. Okay? Nah, that ain't gonna happen. But that ain't what this video is about, so I ain't gonna take that too far. But no. And I'm mad y'all even brought that shit up. But as it pertains to J. Cole and the fall off, y'all let me know. You know what I'm saying? Are y'all looking forward to the album? Are you now disinterested in Cole? You know, I know a good bit of y'all are. But are y'all going to at least give him the opportunity of a listen if he drops the fall off anytime soon? How many of y'all are anticipating it? How many of y'all are going to buy, you know, the album and tour tickets if we get that anytime soon? Let me know, all right? Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider, and I will catch y'all on the next one. All right? Catch y'all later. Peace. It's Nolan. King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some batteries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.